La dernière manche qualificative de la catégorie X30 senior pour cette saison avec la grille de départ que vous découvrez ici. Groupe B face au groupe C avec Henki Kalteren qui va s'élancer depuis la pole position. Le néerlandais aura à ses côtés le britannique Gabriel Stilp qui s'est déjà illustré ce week-end. Suivront sur la deuxième ligne Delano Wellens et Jules Van Null. On retrouvera ensuite Raphaël Bourlard et Lucas Leistra sur la troisième ligne. 7e position pour Victor Louis, la 8e pour Clément Massot devant Charlie Glum et Raphaël Lenders. Mirko Wouters partira 11e, Tyrone Kinard 12e devant Jesper Dordijk, Alexis Constant, Luca Moulard, Luca Montebello, Lars Venink, Fares Jalil, Tom Scholz et Pepijn Steiger. Ça c'est pour le top 20. Et puis pour compléter cette grille de départ, on retrouve dans cet ordre Gims Merkelbach, Roman Kriapiankou, Moritz Mohr, Nick Dekeus, Hermine Delkovic, Clément Outran, Julian Sorvio et Thibaut Ramakers qui a vécu un week-end assez compliqué. Le pilote belge venu ici pour clôturer sa carrière en karting avant de passer à d'autres aventures pendant la saison 2026. Week-end un petit peu compliqué pour lui avec notamment un abandon hier lors de la dernière de ses manches. Abandon aussi ce matin dans des conditions pluvieuses. Bref, pas le revoir espéré pour le pilote belge pour l'instant qui espère toujours se qualifier pour la finale.
Looks like we might have two starting from the dummy grid here, Simon. Tom Scholz and Ermin Delkovic have not crossed the timing beam. We have had it before where a driver has, well, we thought that the driver has crossed the timing beam and they haven't. But Henki Kalteren, winner of Heat 3. Now, this man won the final at Karting Genk last time out. We've had 4 different winners from 4 different heats. Aaron Garcia Lopez, this year's Iame Euro Series champion, took the opening win of the season. And then it was Kevin Lansinger, and then Sen van der Hayden and Ostricourt and Genk. And last time out, as I said, it was Kalteren, so we could have 5 from 5 this season in all 5 finals. But Simon, it is over to you for the start for the final qualifying heats of X30 Senior this championship year.
C'est parti pour cette dernière manche qualificative. Henki Kalteren qui prend le meilleur des envols. Attention à ce premier virage, toujours délicat. Attention à ces premiers virages, toujours délicats finalement. Avec, regardez, un deuxième virage aussi très délicat. Le troisième l'est tout autant avec une attaque déjà de Victor Louis sur Raphaël Bourlard. Et ça s'est touché. Ça s'est touché. Ouais, au niveau de la bagarre pour la troisième position et derrière, gros accrochage.
And that's caused the pile up behind. Oh, dearie me. And one has got a bent back axle and pulls over to the left-hand side of the circuit. It was, I have no words, Simon. I have no words for what's just happened.
Oui, c'est un départ chaotique auquel on vient d'assister. On a vu plusieurs pilotes impliqués dans cet accrochage avec notamment, je pense, Tom Scholz qui malheureusement devra peut-être en rester là. C'est à confirmer.
Lars Venink, Jesse Polderdijk. And it just carries. I mean, I know that this is the last opportunity for some drivers to get into the top 36, but there's the risk of urgency, and then there's the risk. There's that, that sense of urgency, and then the sense of desperation, and the desperation kicks in at turn 4, 100%. And some drivers were not, were giving quarter, but not enough. So Gabriel Stilp has dropped down the order. Yes, Polderdijk has dropped down the order. Lars Venink is also. And it all stemmed from an incident where we saw Raphael Boulard go off the circuit. He's down in 13th, but Henki Kalteren has a comfortable lead over Victor Louis. Delano Wellens rounds out the top 3. Charlie Glum in 4th, Clément Massot in 5th, Luca Leistra 6th, Clément Outran up 7 places already, Julian Sorvio up 6 places to 22nd, 21st, and he's got Thibaut Ramakers right behind him. So again, it is just, it happens every time. Every final qualifying heats, it's go for gold or go for broke. and the more times it tends to happen, the latter tends to occur.
Oui, départ chaotique, on vous le disait. Alors, on ne sait pas si Tom Scholz avait été impliqué dans les accrochages, puisqu'il est toujours bel et bien en course. En tout cas, ce qui est sûr, c'est qu'on a eu dans cet incident Gabriel Stilp, le pilote britannique qui avait pourtant brillé jusqu'ici. Malheureusement, ce sera de gros points marqués dans cette manche qualificative et donc une première position, ou en tout cas dans le peloton de tête. Ce sera difficile de s'y intégrer pour la finale. Il sera sans doute qualifié pour cette finale, on le verra. Mais en tout cas, c'est un très mauvais résultat qu'il va marquer ici, tout comme Lars Venink et Jesse Polderdijk, également impliqués dans cet accrochage du départ. Pendant ce temps, eh bien, c'est Henki Kalteren qui fait la course en tête, le néerlandais que l'on voit à l'image, devant Victor Louis. On retrouve ensuite Delano Wellens, Clément Massot, Charlie Glum, Luca Leistra et pour terminer ce top 7, Raphaël Lenders.
Germany's Moritz Moore is now the latest casualty. He's parked it, I'm afraid. And that is now going to mean we have 5 retirees, 23 drivers out of the 28 starters. Well, Ermin Delkovic didn't even get going. But Tom Scholz did, however. Great little battle here between Alexis Constant, I think Raphaël Boulard, Gilles Van Hool is also there. Meantime, at the sharper end, well, I think there is some change afoot. Clément Massot's got himself up into 3rd place. And there is Charlie Gloom. I think there's also the 212 Delano Vellens. Luca Leistra is at the back end of that 4-cart train heading through into turn 2 and through the fast right-hand sweeper they've got. I think that's Raphael Leenders, who's now moved up into 7th position, trying to close what is a 7/10 of a second disadvantage for the 366 from Belgium on those in front.
Oui, on a vraiment des rebondissements un peu partout dans ces manches qualificatives. Et pour l'instant, on avait dans une très bonne position Delano Wellens, mais il a perdu des places. Il a vu passer devant lui Clément Massot, mais aussi Charlie Glum. Et il est désormais sous la pression de Luca Leistra qui est passé au premier virage. Voilà, c'est fait. Avec Delano Wellens, qui a souvent été présent aux avant-postes, qui avait lui aussi, il me semble, remporté l'une des courses. Effectivement, la 10e de ce week-end, il l'avait remporté. Et ici, il est quelque peu en difficulté, même si pour l'instant, il figure toujours dans le top 6 et il a un petit peu d'avance sur son plus proche poursuivant, en l'occurrence Raphaël Lenders pour l'instant.
So with under half the race of the last qualifying heat here in 2025 still remaining, it is going to be a true battle of wills and wits around the 1,388 metre circuit. Costa Flavors giving a shout out to our race leader Henki Kalstrom, who now has a nigh on 2.4 second lead over Victor Louis. TB Karts, Clément Massot rounds out the top 3 ahead of Charlie Gloom. Luca Leistra is now trying to reel him in hook, line and sinker. In the 245 RSD karting entry, the 372 from Belgium for MC Kart Racing. Part of their driver coaching staff now includes Lamborghini Super Trofeo driver, Super Trofeo Europe driver, Kai Rielats, a multi-time Benelux and European champion in karting in his own right. Is here on site as well. I managed to catch up with him earlier on today. And look at that dive up the inside. Brilliant work there by Luca Leistra to dive through on Charlie Gloom at that point.
Ouais, superbe dépassement de Luca Leistra sur Charlie Glum. Il est passé à un endroit où peu de pilotes essayent généralement de dépasser, mais c'est très bien fait. Il a su surprendre Charlie Glum. Et maintenant, la prochaine cible pour Luca Leistra, eh bien, c'est Clément Massot et cette 3e position qu'il pourrait aller chercher derrière Henki Kalteren et Victor Louis. Luca Leistra dans un très bon rythme, au même titre que Raphaël Bourlard, bousculé au départ, mais bien revenu dans le coup. Il est pour l'instant 8e avec le meilleur tour en course, 55 358 pour le pilote belge. Alors qu'on voit ici que Charlie Glum va peut-être retrouver dans un duel Delano Wellens qui n'a pas dit son dernier mot pour l'instant. Il reste 2 minutes 40 et un tour, donc encore pas mal de choses qui peuvent se passer.
Right, Clement Outron up 13 places. Julian Solvio up 12. Tibor Hamakas up 11 places. And they started towards the back end of the field. Henke Countering now expands his lead to over 2.5 seconds. As the battle for P3 between the quartet of Massor, Lystra, Gloom and Wellens continues at rapid full throttle pace. And at the moment, the fastest lap of the race is in the hands of Tibor Hamakas, 55.196 for the 399 with VDK Racing, up 11 spots now, running in 17th. But with 2 minutes to go, Henke Counteren wants to make sure, and there goes Luca Lystra through at Chemin de Fer on Clément Massot for the TB kart team. Through, I think it's Rabbit Racing, but more to the point with regards to Clément Massot, the 268 through the Rabbit Racing team under the TB kart colours, but with 1 minute and 40 to go, that's going to give us 3 laps of racing. Caltrin still leads. Gap now expands. Oh, no, 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 no. That is the 338 of Nick Degois that has just hit trouble. And driver looks to be moving in the karts. That is off of Chemin de Fer, I'm afraid, at turn 6. So there are going to be yellow flags waving. So the drivers are going to have to, they cannot overtake. They have to wait until their opportunity presents itself. So Nick Degois out of the race on lap number 9. A minute to go, and Henke Counteren for teamcooler.com on the OTK, absolutely flying with the greatest of ease is the man from the Netherlands. Up the hill he goes to start what will be the penultimate lap of the qualifying heat stages for the final round of the 2025 Iame Series Benelux season. Victor Louis holding station in P2. Luca Lystra P3, and there goes Charlie Gloom up the inside of Clément Massot. Massot, however, will get the inside line and retake the position. Neatly done at turn number 2. Now into 3. Gloom trying to look for the outside line to switch underneath him, but it's not going to work on that particular occasion. Timer now counting down. 10 seconds to go, plus an additional lap, as we are through Chemin de Fer by quite a few of the karts, maybe the best part of the top 10 so far. As I just saw Jules Van Hoel go through shot, but Henke Counteren this time around will bring us on to the last qualifying heat lap of the 2025 X30 senior season. Counteren leads. His lead over Victor Louis, what is it now? 3 seconds. And Counteren did the clean sweep at Karting Genk at round 4, then won the final. The last time anyone did a clean sweep was this man here, but in very, very different colours back at Ostracourt last early May. And Counteren has been unperturbed, unchallenged as he goes through neat and tidily through Chemin de Fer for the final time here on lap number 12. And Counteren does not even factor into the championship standings when it comes to the top 20, but you can bet your bottom dollar he's going to be one to watch in the final later on this afternoon. Up the hill we go for the final time, and the last qualifying heat winner, it is Henke Counteren from Team Kuna that takes the win. Victor Louis takes P2. Lystra for MCK rounds out the top 3. Charlie Gloom, Clément Massot round out your top 5 as more drivers come across the line. But Henke Counteren took the best part of a year off, went to new surroundings, familiar surroundings, and boy, has this combination become a tour de force in the second half of this championship season. Delano Wellens rounds out the top 6 ahead of Raphael Boulard, Raphael Linders, and Jules Van Hoel with Clément Outron making it to 10th at the end. Clément Outron, I think, has pretty much bagged his place in the top 36 a little bit later on, making up 16 positions. Alexis Constant, Julien Sauvillot, Farah Gilles, Thibaut Hamakas, Luca Mulau, Mirko Wouters, James Merkelberg, Tiron Kinau, Pepin Steiger, Luca Montebello, Roman Krupianko, and Tom Schultz round out the finishers. 22 out of the 28 starters made it to the checkered. Nick de Gois on lap 9, Maurits Moore on lap 2, Gabriel Stilp, Jesse Polderdijk, and Lars Venink out on the multi-cart incident on lap 1. And Ermin Dalkovic unable to take the start from the dummy grid. But Henki Kalteren wins again here at Mariembourg. It sets us up for a very nice A final later on today.